understand everything I explained. And if you have any doubts, you can ask me in between. In the last period, we have started studying about the haloalkanes and haloarenes. We came to know that haloalkanes are produced by the replacement of one or more hydrogen from the hydrocarbon with the help of the halogen. This halogen may be chlorine, fluorine, bromine, and iodine. These alkyl halide or haloalkanes have this halogen atom directly bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon. Please remember well. Then we have the aryl halides, which are also known as the haloarenes. So one or more hydrogen atoms, if they are replaced from the from the aromatic hydrocarbon. So if we have a aromatic hydrocarbon and one or more hydrogen atom is replaced by halogen atom, then aryl halides or haloarenes are formed, and these haloarenes have this halogen atom directly bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon. We have even studied about the various uses that they are used as a very good solvent for non-polar compounds. These haloalkanes or haloarenes or halo compounds are used as a starting material for the synthesis of very or many organic compounds. Chlorine containing antibiotic chloramphenicol is used for the treatment of typhoid fever. Our body produces a thyroxine, which is used if it is deficient, we can get a goiter. It is a hormone which is produced by the thyroid gland present in our throat. Synthetic halogen compounds called chloroquine is useful for the treatment of malaria. My dear students, you might have heard about the hydroxychloroquine, which was famous because it was useful for the treatment of COVID-19. That is also hydroxychloroquine is also a halo compound. Haloethane is used as an anesthetic during the surgery. Certain fully fluorinated compounds are being considered as a potential blood substituents into the surgery. So now we are going to study about the classification based on the number of halogen atoms. So now we are going to study about the number of halogen atoms, classification based on the number of halogen atoms. First we'll study about the monohaloalkanes. Mono means one, halo means halogen. So those alkanes which are having one halogen atom, they are known as the monohaloalkanes. The examples are C2H5X, or we can say C2H5Cl, which is known as the chloroethane. CH3Cl, which is also known as the chloromethane. You can even have chlorobenzene or iodobenzene, which are the monohaloarenes. This is how we understand them. Then we are going to study about the dihaloalkanes. The simple example of dihaloalkanes can be dichloromethane, CH2Cl2. But if we have two chlorine present on the adjacent carbons, such compound or um, such halogen or such compound is known as the vicinal dihalide. So please remember, my dear students, that it is a vicinal dihalide. Vicinal dihalide is a kind of dihalide where two halogen atoms are bonded to the neighboring carbon atom or adjacent carbon atom. Here, the two chlorine atoms are also present into the two carbon which are the ending carbon or terminal carbon, and that is why this 1,2-dichloroethane can also be called as a terminal dihalide. Then we have the another type of dihalide which is known as the geminal dihalide. Let us see what is geminal dihalide. The example of geminal dihalide is 1,1-dichloroethane, where both the chlorine atom are bonded to single carbon. So the type of dihalide in which both the halogen atoms are bonded to the same carbon, such type of dihalide is known as the geminal dihalide. The example is 1,1-dichloroethane. Let us see in detail. Vicinal dihalide, the type of dihalide in which two halogen atoms are present on the neighboring carbon atom, are called vicinal dihalide. You can see here that we have 1,2-dichloroethane, or we can have 1,2-dichloropropane, or we can have 2,3-dichlorobutane, my dear students. These all three are having the two atoms of halogen into the neighboring carbon, and that is why they are known as the vicinal dihalide. Now we are going to study about the geminal dihalide, the type of dihalide in which two halogen atoms are present on the same carbon are called the geminal dihalide. You can see that CH3, CH2, CHCl2, which is 1,1-dichloropropane. It can be, 2,2-dichloropropane, or it can be 2,2-dichlorobutane, where you can see in all these three examples, both the chlorine atoms are bonded with the same carbon, and such dihalides are known as the geminal dihalide. Now, my dear students, I am going to tell you about the terminal dihalide. Terminal terms, or terminal means two ends. So when two halogen atoms are bonded to the carbon, which are forming the which are forming the terminal of the carbon chain, such dihalides are known as the terminal dihalides. When two halogen atoms are present on the carbon, which are first and last in the carbon chain, or which are the terminal of carbon, are called the terminal dihalides. The various examples are Cl, CH2, CH2, Cl, or Cl, CH2, 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 Cl. So you can say 1,2-dichloroethane, or 1,3-dichloropropane, or you can say methane, 1,6-dichlorohexane. Now, sometime what happens, the carbon which is bonded to the another carbon, or the carbon which is bonded to the functional group, the next carbon is called the alpha carbon, then beta carbon, then gamma carbon, then delta carbon, and then omega carbon. Now, this omega alphabet or Greek alphabet is used for any other carbon after delta. So if the carbon is away from the functional group with 1, 2, 3, and 4, 5 or more carbon, if 5 or more carbon is present between the carbon which is bonded to the functional group, then such dihalide is known as the alpha omega dihalide. So, but remember, this alpha omega dihalide must be terminal dihalide. So if the dihalide is terminal and then the carbon chain is longer, then this such terminal dihalide is known as the alpha omega dihalide. So let us try to understand it. Carbon next attached to the carbon involved in the functional group or directly bonded to the functional group is called the alpha carbon. Going away, we give names carbon as a beta, gamma, delta, omega. So you can see here that functional group and carbon, then we have a long carbon chain. So the first carbon is alpha, then beta, then gamma, then delta, and then all the other carbons we name them as omega. So after delta, all positions are called omega. Now condition. A terminal dihalide. Remember that for an dihalide to be alpha omega dihalide, it should be terminal dihalide in which the two halogen bonded to terminal carbon are more than 4 carbon away. Such dihalides are called the alpha omega dihalides. So this is how, my dear students, we understand about the various dihalides. Then we have the polyhalogen compounds. These polyhalogen compounds may be trihaloalkanes. When 3 halogen atoms are there, such haloalkanes are called trihaloalkanes. For example, we have CHCl3, which is chloroform, which is trihalomethane. Then we can have ClCH2, CHCl2, which is known as the 1,1,2-trichloroethane. Then we can have the tetrahaloalkane, which is CCl4, which is also known as the carbon tetrachloride or tetrachloromethane. Then we have Cl2CH, CHCl2, which is also known as 1122 tetrachloroethane. Then we have the pentachloro compounds, where we can give the example of pentachloroethane, where the two chlorine is present with the one carbon and three chlorine present with the second carbon. We can have even the example of DDT. DDT, the full form is para-para-dash dichloro diphenyl trichloroethane. So you can see with the green dots, I have shown you the two carbon of ethane, and this one carbon is having three chlorine, whereas the another carbon is bonded with the chlorine via the phenylic group or the aromatic ring, and this is how we understand about the DDT, diphenyl trichloroethane. Then we have the hexachloro compound. The example is benzene hexachloride, BHC, where all the hydrogen present into the benzene ring have been replaced, uh, where when we add the 3Cl2 molecule to the benzene ring, so the double bond gets broken and we get benzene hexachloride, which is also known as the hexachlorocyclohexane. Then, my dear students, we have the uh, haloarine, can be dihaloarine, trihaloarine, and tetrahaloarine. So we can understand the dihaloarines as a meta, that is 1,3 position, ortho, that is 1,2 position, and para, that is 1,4 position. So we can have meta dichlorobenzene or 1,3 dichlorobenzene, ortho dichlorobenzene or 1,2 dichlorobenzene, para dichlorobenzene or 1,4 dichlorobenzene, my dear students. Now we should even study about the trihaloarenes. So you can have 1,2,3 tribromobenzene, or you can have 1,3,5 trimobenzene. This is how, my dear students, we can understand the various types of halo compounds having that classification is based on the number of halogen atoms present on them. Now we are going to study about the classification of only monohalo compounds. So now we are going to study only the monohalo compounds. Monohalo compounds may be further be classified according to the hybridization of carbon atom to which this halogen atom is bonded. So halogen atom bonded to the carbon, this carbon may be the sp3 hybridized, this carbon may be sp2 hybridized. Here, X is nothing but the halogen that we can call it as a fluorine, chlorine, bromine, and iodine, and this is how we can understand about the various halogens. Now first we will study about the alkyl halides or haloalkanes. These alkyl halides or haloalkanes, in alkyl halides, halogen atom is bonded to an alkyl group, Rx. They form a homogeneous series of compounds represented by CnH2n plus 1x. They are further classified as, so haloalkanes can be further classified as primary haloalkane, secondary haloalkane, and tertiary haloalkane. So let us understand one by one what are these primary, secondary, and tertiary haloalkane. If halogen is attached to a carbon which is directly bonded to only one carbon, it is called the primary alkyl halide. You can see that X is bonded to the carbon which is bonded to two hydrogen, and then it is bonded to R, which represents the bonding of carbon with carbon, and such alkyl halide is known as the primary alkyl halide. We can see the example of chloroethane, chloropropane, chlorobutane. Same way, my dear students, we can even understand if halogen is bonded to the carbon atom which is directly bonded to two other carbon atom, then such alkyl halide is known as the secondary alkyl halide. You can see that in the case of the secondary alkyl halide, the carbon is bonded to R and R dash. This R and R dash represent the carbon chain, and that is why we can say it is a secondary alkyl halide. The example of secondary alkyl halide is 2-chloropropane, 2-chlorobutane. So this is how we can understand about the secondary alkyl halides. If halogen is attached to a carbon which is directly bonded to 3 other carbon, such alkyl halides are known as the tertiary alkyl halides, my dear students. You can see here that this is the example of tertiary alkyl halide, where this carbon is bonded to 3 other carbon chains which are represented as R, R dash and R double dash. The example, if I write, it is the uh, 2-methyl 2-chloropropane. This 2-methyl 2-chloropropane, you can see here that the chlorine bonded to the carbon is directly bonded to the 3 other carbon, and this is how we can understand the example of tertiary alkyl halide. So we have studied about tertiary alkyl halides, which were primary, secondary and tertiary. Now we are going to study about the allyl halides. Before we move to the allyl halides, my dear students, I want all of you to turn on your videos and tell me some answers which I would like to ask you. Please turn your videos on. Please turn on your videos and talk to me, everybody. Tell me the definition of primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides, my dear students. The definitions of primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halides. All of you, please. If not all of you, then at least one of you. If not all of you, then at least one of you. Could you please tell me? See, all of you have not been even opening your videos. At least follow the instruction and open the videos on, like do your videos on. Let me see your face, don't show me the walls. Good. Tell me, what is primary alkyl halide? What is primary alkyl halide?
Halogen atom bonded to sp3 1 degree alkyl chain.
No, in all these three, primary, secondary and tertiary alkyl halide, halogen is always bonded to the sp3 carbon only. But then what is the speciality of primary alkyl halide? In all primary alkyl, like in all alkyl halides, be it a primary, secondary or tertiary, halogen is bonded to the carbon which is sp3 hybridized.
One halogen attached to 1 degree carbon.
But then what is 1 degree carbon? That is what I am asking. What do you understand by 1 degree carbon? Drumil, you wait, let me ask it to someone else. Yes, Ayushi, what is, why don't you open your video? I'm really amazed. You know, we are recording this. This has been recorded and will be, you know, uploaded on YouTube, that you have not been following the instructions. Tell me, Ayushi, what is the primary carbon? What is 1 degree carbon? 1 degree carbon, okay, now listen to it. 1 degree carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to only one carbon. 1 degree carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to only one carbon. 2 degree carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to two other carbon. 3 degree carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to three other carbon. So primary carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to one carbon. Secondary carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to two carbon. Tertiary carbon is the carbon which is directly bonded to three carbon. And remember, this carbon, we are talking about the carbon of alkyl halide. So this carbon is sp3 hybridized. It's quite simple to understand. Now let us look at the various examples which I have shown to you. Just have a look to the screen sharing. When you look at the screen sharing, you will realize that I have given you enough example for you to understand it well. So when you understand about the see here on your screen now, you have the secondary alkyl halide. So Cl is bonded to the carbon. This carbon is bonded to two other carbon. Here also Cl is bonded to the carbon. This carbon is rarely bonded to the two other carbon. Now look at this carbon. Look at this example. It is very interesting. Please have a look to this. Look at this example. You can see on your screen. Can you see the example on your screen which is enhanced? बच्चों
Yes.
इसको
Yes,
एनहांस
sir.
करके मैंने दिखाया है, क्या आपको दिख
Yes,
रहा है?
sir.
हाँ या ना?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
तो इसमें
sir.
देखिए मुझे बताओ कि how much carbon the chlorine bonded to a particular carbon, this carbon is bonded to how much carbon?
3.
3 carbon.
So what kind of alkyl halide it is?
3.
3D.
Tertiary.
Sorry.
Tertiary
It is.
alkyl.
Now I hope you understand it well. If the carbon is bonded to halogen is bonded to three other carbon, then it is tertiary alkyl halide. If it is bonded to two other carbon, then it is secondary alkyl halide. If it is bonded to one other carbon, then it is primary alkyl halide. Now think of the alkyl halide which is not bonded to any other carbon. So that means carbon will have 3H, carbon will have 3H and Cl. What is the name of this compound? CH3Cl. What is the name of this compound? CH3Cl.
Chloromethane.
Chloromethane.
Chloromethane. So what name can we give to such alkyl halide? Can you guess? What name can we give to such
Primary.
alkyl halides? We will call it methyl halide. Remember.
Primary alkyl halide.
No, it is not primary. My dear students, the methyl halide is not considered as a primary alkyl halide because it is not bonded to any other carbon. Remember, methyl halide CH3Cl will not be considered as a primary alkyl halide because this carbon is not bonded to any other carbon. So how can we call it primary? For a carbon to be primary, it has to be bonded with at least one carbon. So remember, such alkyl halide, we will call it methyl halide. Understood?
Yes, sir.
So primary,
Yes.
secondary and tertiary is different from methyl. Please remember this. Okay, now we'll move forward and understand the other type of classification. Then we have the allyl halides. Remember, in allyl halide also, the carbon bonded to the halogen would always be the sp3 hybridized. These are the compounds in which halogen atom is bonded to an sp3 hybridized carbon atom adjacent to carbon double bond C double bond C, it means to an allylic carbon. You can see here, my dear students, that the CH2 which is shown with the black pen is allylic carbon. And in this allylic carbon is bonded to a particular carbon. You can see here, this carbon which you can see here, my dear students, one carbon. And this carbon is, you can see here this carbon is sp2 hybridized. This carbon which is bonded to allylic carbon is also sp2 hybridized. So this is how you can understand. Let me give you this idea with the another sharing. Let us look at the another page which I would like to show you. You can understand it by this now. I'm going to share with you. Please have a look to it. Just a minute, my dear students. I'm waiting for the screen share. You can have look to this so that you can understand. Can you see something on your screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So look at this. I have tried to show you. These are the allylic carbon. Now just look at the examples. You can see the example that you have CH2 double bond CH, CH2 Cl. The Cl is bonded to the CH2 and this CH2 is sp3 hybridized, but the next carbon is sp2 hybridized. Same way when you look at this CH3, CH2, CH2 double bond CH, CH2 Cl, then the Cl bonded to the carbon which is sp3 hybridized, but the next carbon is sp2 hybridized. So remember that Cl or halogen is bonded to the carbon which is sp3 hybridized, but the neighboring carbon of sp3 hybridized, the adjacent carbon of the sp3 hybridized will always sp2, and such type of halides are known as the allyl halides. Look at this example. You can see that there is a double bond into this ring. So this carbon which is represented with the red pen is your sp2 hybridized carbon. But the next carbon is sp3 hybridized. And this sp3 hybridized carbon is bonded to the bromine. And that is why this is an example of an allylic halide. So what is an allylic halide? In allylic halide, the carbon with which halogen is bonded is sp3, but the adjacent carbon is sp2 hybridized. Please remember, my dear students. Then we have the benzylic halides. Benzylic halide is a halide in which the carbon directly bonded to halogen is sp3 carbon, but this carbon is directly bonded to a benzene ring. You can see here, this X, which is green in color, is bonded to the carbon. This carbon with which this X is bonded is always sp3, but it is directly bonded to the benzene ring. You can see that. Benzene ring is bonded to the same carbon which is bonded to the X. You can see in all these three examples, benzene ring is bonded to the same carbon with which the halogen or X is bonded. Now if X is bonded to the carbon and this carbon is bonded with only benzene ring, if it is not bonded with the another carbon, then it is called the primary benzylic halide. Primary benzylic halide is the benzylic halide in which the halogen is bonded to the carbon, which is bonded to only the benzene ring, but not bonded to any other carbon directly. Secondary benzylic halide is the benzylic halide in which halogen is bonded to the carbon, and this carbon is bonded to one another carbon other than the benzene ring, is called the secondary benzylic carbon. Tertiary benzylic halide is the benzylic halide in which halogen is bonded to the carbon. This carbon, apart from the benzene ring, is bonded to two other carbon directly. So please remember and understand, my dear students, that benzylic carbon is the carbon in which the carbon which is bonded to the halogen atom must be, remember, must be bonded to the benzene ring. If it is bonded to the benzene ring and not bonded to any other carbon, it is primary benzylic halide. If the carbon which is bonded to halogen as well as bonded to the benzene ring is bonded with another carbon, then it is secondary benzylic halide. And if in the benzylic halide, the carbon which is bonded to halogen must be bonded with the aromatic ring which is also bonded with two other carbon atoms directly, then it is known as the tertiary benzylic halide. So this is how, my dear students, we can understand the classification of compound which are having halogen directly bonded to the sp3 hybridized carbon. Now we are going to study about the classification in which halogen is directly bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon. This type of compounds contains vinylic halides. So let us try to understand what is vinylic halide. Let us have a look at this, my dear students. That vinylic halide is the halide in which the X atom is directly bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon. Look at this. In the example I have explained, or I have shown that the green color X is bonded with the black color bond to the red color carbon, which is sp2 hybridized, because this red color carbon is having double bond. So let us understand the same in words, my dear students, that these are the compounds in which halogen atom is bonded to sp2 hybridized carbon atom of a carbon-carbon double bond. Remember, the halogen is directly bonded to the carbon which is involved into the carbon-carbon double bond. Such halides are known as the vinylic halides. Then we have the aryl halides. Aryl halides are the halides in which the halogen atom is directly bonded to the benzene ring. Aryl halides are the halides in which the halogen atom is directly bonded to the benzene ring. These are the compounds in which halogen atom is directly bonded to the sp2 hybridized carbon of the aromatic ring or the benzene ring. So this is how, my dear students, we understand the various types of classification. Let us look at the summary. There are three types of classification. First classification is the classification based on the number of atoms. We can have the monohaloalkanes. When we have the classification based on the number of atoms, we can have the monohaloalkanes. The monohaloalkanes, let us give the example for the monohaloalkanes as the monohaloalkane